It looks like we have quite a few people joining us already. Let's see here. Chris, Colton, can you hear me okay?
Hearing
I
you
can hear you.
loud and clear.
Okay, if you are joining us, go ahead and put in the chat where you are joining us from. Let's see who we have here with us today and your industry that you're in. Ooh, Alaska. Alaska is on my bucket list to go and visit. Like, I've never heard anybody that's gone to Alaska with anything negative to say. Awesome. Seattle, Washington, California, Houston, Arkansas. Of course, we have Chris.
Carly, we're going to Alaska in the summer.
You are?
Yeah. So this next upcoming summer, we're doing a little bit of a jaunt out. My best friend is from Alaska, and he always does this. He's like, "Yeah, so this is Alaska. I'm right from here," and I'm like, "That's a really good way. Okay, great. I'm going out to Alaska."
I love it. My parents did a cruise there last year and they're obsessed. So I'm like, next time, please take me with you. Like,
Yeah.
go. Awesome. Well, we have a ton of people on today. Looks like from all over the US. So this is awesome. But hey, everybody, welcome. We are so excited to have you here with us today. We know that you're all incredibly busy and we really value your time and appreciate you joining us today. These webinars are really meant to give you actionable insights that you can take and really implement into your practice immediately. And today we have a very special guest, Chris Balbi. He's the director of operations at Meesha Aesthetics. He's been the driving force behind Meesha Aesthetics' remarkable growth. Since 2010, he's helped the practice successfully expand to 5 locations and has dramatically increased the business's revenue. He's been at the forefront of all kinds of visionary marketing campaigns and is continually pushing the boundaries of tech in his practice. So we are super grateful to be able to hear from him today. If you have any questions throughout his presentation, feel free to drop those in the chat and I will be monitoring that and answer them the best I can. And then this webinar will also be recorded and sent out to you. So just know that this isn't lost information forever. It's going to be sent to you. I will go ahead and turn the time over to Chris.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here. For those of you guys who don't know, I have been with Weave now for 3 years. I've used them as my VoIP. I've used them as my marketing. I've used them as my analytics. I've used them to fire employees, but more on that later. And today we're going to talk about less hype and more help. AI systems that improve patient flow and team performance. Now, Carly and my co-buddy Adam have only given me 23 minutes. We're going to dive right in. We're going to talk about who the heck I am and why you're tuned in tonight. We're going to talk about why AI matters. To be honest, I am much more into improv, and syllabus week in college was my least favorite. So I'm not actually going to give you the agenda. I'm just going to jump right in. I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm not. I think you're more here to learn, and we're going to learn together. You guys have heard the word artificial intelligence, and it is baked into everything. But how you use it matters. So, what we're going to talk about today is getting you off of ChatGPT and only ChatGPT, or utilizing ChatGPT to a stronger facility and ability. And we have some quick tips on how to make that happen. This is my team. There are 55 of us. These are all my providers. So we've got 16 injectors and we have 13 estheticians and then support staff of about 25. Helming the top up there are Lisa and Michelle. Michelle's actually my mother. So I've been working with my mom for now 15 years. And it's been a really fun time. We've got 5 offices across Eastern Pennsylvania. For those of you who don't know what Pennsylvania looks like, it looks exactly like this. All the green and all. We're on the Philadelphia side. One of our offices is in Philadelphia, actually, and the rest are up and down the eastern corridor of PA. Now, if you guys ask me at least 2 questions, I will send you, well, Carly will send you, a free copy of my world-renowned, super impressive book. So I wrote a book last year. It's called Marketing Magic: Spells to Make Your Business Grow. It's like 50 pages. It's perfect. It's available on Amazon, but you don't have to pay for it. You get it for free for being at this webinar. So at the end, if you guys ask at least 2 questions total between all of you, I'll make sure that you guys get a copy of that book. Now, I want to talk about my day-to-day life. On average, over the year, I get about 10,400 appointments. I get about 534 reviews. And there are like 520,000 units of Botox that I go through. It is literally mind blowing the amount of numbers, data, and information that I've got to process on a daily, weekly, monthly, and annual basis. Between those clients and inventories and followers and reviews and tech hiccups, it is enough to make your head spin. But this is where the blessing of AI comes in. This is your secret weapon. AI is designed to manage and manipulate data and make it easier for you to understand. Now, I wanted you guys to take a look at the office of the future. AI will be baked into everything you do if it's not already. So, AI Receptionist is going to be one of your best friends that's going to help keep your practice open all day, every day. I'm currently using AI to monitor my intake forms to make sure that the people who are scheduling appointments are scheduling appointments for the right things. AI will be reading and coding insurance. It'll be helping you out with payments to make sure you get paid on time. And of course, where I think AI is strongest at present is in marketing. My ChatGPT and I, my little GPT, we're besties. We talk to each other all day, every day about everything. And I now just randomly throw things at it when I'm driving. I talk to text and I'm say, hey, remind me this later. It summarizes it, helps me stay organized. So when you're looking into your future, you want to bake in as many time-saving efforts as possible, and AI is going to make that a reasonable decision to make. So the three things I want to keep an eye on today for AI: one, social marketing. We're going to cover that real quick because I think everyone in this chat, anyone in this presentation is going to want to get more clients through the door, right? Clients are what fuel our business. They would help us pay our bills. Now, I'm also going to talk to you about how I use AI to keep an eye on my phones. I showed you guys how many texts I get and how many calls I get. I cannot watch all 5 offices at the same time. The good news is I don't have to. We're going to talk about something called call intelligence that's listening for me and notifying me about any problems. And then we're going to actually do a little dabbling into numbers. So I hope you guys are not afraid of numbers because I am also going to let you guys in on a little secret on how I use AI to analyze my sales numbers and help me with growth. Pause. In the chat right now, full disclosure, I can't see the chat, so Carly's going to help me out with this one. Full disclosure, who here is currently using AI? Doesn't have to be a fancy answer, just any answer will do. Just say yeah, just say no. I'm assuming that a lot of you smart doctors, nurses, a lot of you front desk tech were using AI, right? I It's feeling good.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying yes that they use
I
it.
love, I love, I love, I love. Okay, so then we have to promise together that we will work on saving the environment because what good is making money if we're not around to enjoy it on this beautiful green earth? So when you're using AI, one of the things I want to stress is CICO, crap in, crap out. So if you are not taking the time to formulate your prompts, we want to make sure that we're asking ChatGPT things that we don't already know, and we're not using it for lazy things, and we're not giving it one word, one sentence prompts, okay? So let's all work together to make sure that we're going to use this tool responsibly. Now let's dive deep into marketing first. One of my absolute most popular and favorite utilizations for ChatGPT is lead generation. So again, I know that everyone on this call is like, I would love more patients to walk through my door. I know that for a fact because I'm that way. And here's how I use ChatGPT to do that. So I told ChatGPT to assume the role of an expert cosmetic injector for you if you're in dental or chiropractor or veterinarian. This will work for any industry. Specialize in the beauty industry and create a report showing top treatment trends for 2024. I got a beautiful white paper, a beautiful one-page document that was so juicy, everybody wanted to read it. But in order to read it, I put it behind what's called a contact wall, not a paywall, a contact wall. So if you wanted to read my juicy, beautiful beauty trends report, you had to give me your email address. What did I do with that email address? I put you on my marketing list. If you gave me your cell phone number, I shot you a quick text. Thanks to Weave. Bing! And so I definitely make sure that I reached out to these people. So again, how are you using AI to do this? Don't take the time to write the full beauty report. Write the one paragraph that's going to give you the beautiful beauty report that you're going to put behind a paywall or not a paywall, a contact wall, and then utilize the tools at your disposal to text people. One of the things that I did with this after I got the beauty report, I used Weave. I created a template and I was easily able to text everyone who asked for the beauty template a link to it. But that also started the conversation. So after they read the beauty report, I could follow up with a text in about 20 minutes and say, hey, what did you think about the beauty report? Did you want to book any of those appointments? So using ChatGPT really helped me make that beauty report possible without having to do the legwork. If you are struggling to create your own marketing strategy, can you create 5 days worth of social media content on blank? For this example, Botox. Now, if you want to be more advanced and you're taking the time, East Coast time, it's 6 o'clock right now, but if you're taking the time out of your day to be here, I know that you want advanced knowledge, and here's how you're going to make your prompts better. The easy way, can you create 5 days worth of content? The better way, can you create 5 days worth of content around this subject and ask me questions that will help you help me? This is going to take an extra 5 to 10 minutes, but if you're saving an hour of time creating the content, you can spend 5 to 10 minutes making that content shine. I don't have a slide on this, but if you want to write it down, answerthepublic.com is a really good place to start. It is an AI tool, and you get 3 free searches a day. Answerthepublic.com. And that's if you put in your industry, it'll tell you what people are asking and Googling at the moment. That's going to help you decide what you need to be posting on social media. Now, you could do all this on the back, or you could do this all in one app. So again, Weave handles my calls, my texts, my reviews, it handles it all. In the Weave app, you can actually write your own email using an AI inspired marketing campaign. For example, I want to do $50 off microneedling. Can you elaborate on what microneedling is, who it's good for? Tuck in that the offer expires at the end of next month. I click continue, and out pops this beautiful email. And then all I gotta do is insert and send. It's easy. You don't need a magic wand to do it. You just need to take the time to write one sentence in. I used Weave for this as an example. You could use ChatGPT, but then you got to take it to another email campaign. Then you got to put your contacts in. If you do it all in one, let me tell you, it just makes life easier. But regardless, you can do it yourself. You don't need to pay exuberant amount of money to an external marketing firm to do this. You have got it, I promise. Let's dive deeper into staff monitoring. Okay, so again, I can't see the chat, so I'm not going to pull the Dora the Explorer and ask you guys to play along with me because I hate when I am on the other side of webinars and people do that, so I'm not going to do it to you. But if you have a solo practice, but you're not answering phones every day, I know that you wish you could a little bit of eavesdrop in on your front desk to make sure that they're answering appropriately. They're really trying to clearly seal the deal. They're trying to make this all happen. And that's what call intelligence has helped me do. And it does it via AI. And this whole conversation is about using AI that's less hype and more helpful. And this is how AI has helped me. So you can see here, call intelligence. I see that out of 242 calls that happened last week, 10 people were unhappy. And now I don't have to go crazy and dig into why they were unhappy. I actually get a call summary. It will tell me what they called about, why they were frustrated, what concerns they've got, and I can decide how to handle it from there. Now, who wants story time? This is one of my favorite Weave stories to tell. And again, I got to watch my time, so I'm going to keep it under 60 seconds. So one of the best stories I have for call intelligence is the fact that I had an employee named Tiffany. Love her. She's no longer with us, spoiler alert. And why is she no longer with us? Because I kept checking my call intelligence. I kept seeing that clients were unhappy after speaking with her. And I was like, wait a second, why this specific employee? Well, fortunately, the calls are not only transcribed, they're also recorded. I could listen in and I could hear her answer the phone, hi, what? And I was like, I know I trained you better than that. So I took 3 or 4 of those recordings, I put them together, I sat Tiffany down and I said, let's try and change this. And she's like, oh, I had a really bad week. It'll never happen again. Again, spoiler, it did happen again. And now I had another 3 or 4 calls to give her where I was like, see, things have not improved. And so when I let her go, I had cause and I had reasoning and it protected me from a lawsuit. And also, she understood why she was being let go. And I was able to replace her. And now I'm happy to report that everyone answers the phone smiley and cheery with our expression, be sweet enough to give them a cavity. That's what I tell my staff all the time. We're not in dental, so it works out better for us. I'm sure you in dental don't want to give anybody a cavity. But for us, we want to be sweet enough to give you a cavity. So Grok is actually my new best friend, especially for data analysis. So we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. We want to make sure that we are spreading out the AI wealth. And one of the ways I do that is I don't just use ChatGPT. I use Gemini, I use Grok, I use Claude. I like to dabble, I like to play around. One of my favorite use cases for Grok is you can actually upload your entire sales reports. So if you are again in dental or if you're in optometry or chiropractor, upload your sales reports and then you can ask Grok, hey, based on my sales reports, can you give me suggestions to make 2026 better and or provide realistic sales goals for my team? Because now when I tell Kristen, hey, last year you did this year I want you to strive for this, I don't sound like the greedy boss. I sound like someone who's educated and someone who's made the decision to use my technology to thoroughly understand why these goals should be set. So it'll give you notes like this person's a top performer with a strong baseline support. This person has high volume. This person's consistent. It'll give you what they're good at. And you don't want to put patient data into your AI platform, but you can put generic sales reports, generic sales data in there. So again, AI really can be used in a variety of ways. And you can really, if you take a peek back at this slide, you can really use AI for marketing. You can use it at your front desk. You can use it when doing scheduling, when you do charting. There are so many tools. And just a quick recap, I know some of the people on the call are current Weave users and some may be on the fence with using Weave. This is not a sales pitch for Weave. This is just how I do it in my practice, right? So the marketing aspect and the call intel are all baked in as one of the options when you do end up using Weave. What makes the Weave AI unique, though, is there are context and insights from across channels and different sessions. I mentioned not putting patient data into ChatGPT or Grok. That's because it's not secure, but you know it is secure. Weave, bing. So it's definitely HIPAA compliant, so you can definitely share your information there and feel happy, safe, and secure. Weave was made for healthcare, so it's designed for fine-tooth healthcare practices. I'm not going to read this screen verbatim, but I'm going to pause here for a second. You guys can give it a quick once over. I think that what I kind of love is that Weave is kind of choose your own adventure. So there are like basic models and then there are like in-depth models. You can kind of pick what fits for your practice, but that's more of Colton's job. He gets paid the big bucks to actually talk about Weave. I just get paid to talk about AI in general. All right. So we're gonna not spend a ton of time on this screen. But again, I will use this graphic every performance. That's what these are. I will use this graphic in every presentation because I want you guys to think about your practice on a global scale, on a total scale, and not just hyper focused on a specific segment of your office, because that's when your office will crumble. If you put all of your energy into the receptionist, what about what's going on in the insurance world? What about payments? What about scheduling? What about marketing? What about intake? So really think about your office as a whole. Listen, 2026 for me is the year of consolidation. I'm getting rid of my marketing suite because I can do it in Weave. I'm getting rid of my external texting because I can do it in Weave. And this is what I'm choosing to do, right? You got to make your best own decisions. But for me, I was tired of having so many different apps. I wanted to consolidate. And so that's my goal for 2026. I hope you guys have a fantastic goal as well. Weave AI Receptionist is rolling out. I'm going to glaze over this one as well because how far Weave AI Receptionist has come is truly dependent on your industry and your what you're doing. So if you're curious about Weave AI Receptionist, here's a preview of what's coming down the pipeline. It is best for dental at current, but it is quickly being rolled out across all verticals. But I left this slide in here so you can take a quick peek behind the curtain and find out what's coming down the pipeline with all of our future innovations. We've actually come to my favorite part of the presentation, which is the Q&A. And I have a slide for it, but it doesn't want to go. Huh. It is now time for Q&A. So if you guys have questions, I think Carly may be able to help me out with this one. Did any questions roll through? Are you guys going to earn a copy of my book? Are we excited for this? What is my backend infrastructure? I'm not sure if that's a Colton question or a me question. Are you referring to what I use in my office or what Weave has in their backend, like their APIs? I can answer either way.
Your
Oh, my
office.
office. Great. So in full, start to finish, we use Simplast as our EMR software. And then we use a mix of Weave and SimPay for payments. I use Weave for my text messaging, phone calls, marketing suite. I didn't even touch on this. I don't know if Colton's going to go into it because I know we're trying to keep it under 45. I also use Weave to respond to my reviews. With AI, just can speak like me, which is great. So I use Weave for my review generation and response. So I also send out like follow-ups. I use all iMac computers. I'm trying to think of everything that I pay for on a day-to-day basis. It's all in the cloud.
Thank you. We get a book. Ooh.
You do get a book. I'm like Oprah. You get a book. You get a book. Books for everyone. Jessica just asked one. I'm going to take it if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
In the Q&A section, do you use AI to answer your phones? So Jessica, here's how I'm handling AI to answer my phones. I'm working with Weave as a beta to use the AI receptionist. How I'm going to do it personally, and I implore the rest of you to do this as well. Two ways. One, I'm going to use the AI receptionist more after hours, right? So like I will have humans answer the phone 9 to 5. My AI receptionist will answer 5 to 9. I also have a vision in which I offer people a discount if they use the AI receptionist, right? So you can set up an answering service when you use Weave to say, hey, thanks for calling Meesha Aesthetics. Press 1 to use our AI assistant, or press 2 to wait for a representative. So you can set things up that way, and I'll probably end up doing that. But for now, humans during the day, and then we're going to do external as well.
Um, I had a question come through. I ended up just answering it, but this might be a good question just for everybody. Um,
Yeah.
someone asked if you can send review requests in bulk, and if we have any issues running into using bulk messaging. No. So you have to be 10DLC registered as a business to text your prospects or customers. And so that really allows you to be able to send text in whatever capacity that you need to.
Yeah,
So,
I will say one of the best features of Weave, though, in the marketing suite, whether it's for reviews or for marketing, you can actually drip send. So my team would murder me if I sent out 5,000 texts at once, right? So what I do is I send 120 every 10 minutes. This way, it gives them a chance to catch up to responses. And that's all through Weave, which is kind of nice.
yep, that's a really smart way to do it.
Jennifer, I got your question. Would it be able to tell you how much they needed to increase their sales per day or average to increase their production? Yes, actually. So if you give ChatGPT or Grok your entire sales data and you can put in your providers' names, not your patients' names, of course, you could use, like I said, Grok, Gemini, or ChatGPT and say, hey, I want my provider, Kristen, to make 6% more next year. What do they have to sell per day to make that happen? That's a really good use case of AI. Nicole, our injectors really do range in price, or really do range in sales between 10,000 up to 22,000. Depends on the day. Jennifer likes my book. Thank you. I'm going to say that out loud. Mindy, we talked about this. Does the phone tell you that it's being answered by AI? I always tell people it is. Hi, thanks for calling Meesha Aesthetics. It's after hours. Our AI receptionist is about to pick up. That's my phone voice, right? So I have my normal voice, my presentation voice, and then my phone voice is actually an octave higher. So you get like different voices depending on the day. But I do let them know. Uh, this question says, is there a bulk spreadsheet every month of reviews? There's not an export feature quite yet on Weave. I've never even requested that, to be honest with you, because it's already aggregated in one section. So I've never needed to export it. So I think if you play around with the review section, you wouldn't even need it exported. All right, I think that's all the questions. You guys, Carly definitely has my contact information, though. I don't mind ever answering or sharing anything. I'm an open book, pun intended. So I definitely want to make sure you guys get your full 10 minutes with Colton before you all flee, because he has some more fun things to show you. But like I said, Carly has access to me, so she can definitely get you in my direction. Good
Go.
luck, Colton.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just
Nice
don't forget
job.
to use your phone voice, okay?
Hi, everyone, and welcome. Yeah. Now, Dub's in the chat. Dub's in the chat for Chris. That's what the kids say nowadays, don't they? Well, super excited to talk with you guys. Chris did an awesome job walking through just like day-to-day life as a practice owner, as an administrator. Like, hey, how can I use AI in so many different aspects. I'm excited to show you a little bit more specifically how Weave is meant to help you, not only in the AI space, but maybe in your day-to-day operations. Thank you for the what's up, Aldrin. Algernon, yeah. What's up back to you? Um, yeah, I'm super excited to walk you through this. So let me come in here and share my screen with you. The number one repeated line since 2020 is, "Can you see my screen?" So if you can't see my screen, let Carly know. But yeah, we're in here. So let me give you a quick overview to Weave and what we're all about. So in 10 minutes, I'm going to take you through kind of everything we're meant to do. So the way I like to think about Weave is, aside from face-to-face interactions where you're actually physically talking with someone, Weave can help you with any other interaction that you've had with your clients, with your patients. So anything from phone calls to texting to collecting payments, medical information, forms, reviews, all that stuff, marketing. It can be done here within Weave, right? So first and foremost, we are a phone system. So we are a VoIP system, which means we are internet based, right? And so even if you're on landline now and you were to see here with Comcast, and you're like, hey, you know what? I want to get a new phone system. They're going to push you towards a VoIP internet-based phone system. That's exactly what we provide. So with Weave, you have unlimited lines and long distance. We get you really nice hardware too. Look at that. Isn't that great? You have the ability to have headsets. They are wireless intercoms as well. So you can intercom back and forth. You could even have this phone. If you have a remote worker, they're at home, they plug it in at home, and they can intercom into the office back and forth, making it really easy there. Um, yeah, and there's a lot of different things that's meant to help with call traffic as well. So if you find there are certain days where it's like, man, we do have a decent amount of calls, it's kind of hard to stay on top of that. We got a lot of things just with the phone system itself that's meant to help with that. If you're interested in learning more about that, I'd suggest going through an actual demo, talking through your use cases. You'll be one-on-one with one of our reps. They'll be able to talk through all that. But let's talk about the real fun. And that's with our software. So this is the software we download onto the computers. This is integrating with your physical phones and weaving it to your practice software. So wherever you're storing patient data, right? And so hence we take the phone system, we take the patient data and we weave them together, thus the name Weave, right? So this here, what I like to think about it, the way I like to introduce it to people is this turns an office phone into a smartphone. So suddenly I just have more functionality than I've ever had with a normal phone system. One of my favorite features is incoming calls and how we can help you out with that. So I'm sure those here have had plenty of phone calls where a person calls into the office. As soon as you pick it up, they just start to give you your life story. They tell you everything about all the cats they own, to their grandkids, all the different things. And you're 5 minutes in, you're like, I have no idea who that is that I'm talking to. Let me show you how we can help. When a person calls into the office, the phones ring like normal, but then on my computer screen, top right-hand corner here, this is pulling up patient information. So as that call is coming through, even before I pick it up, it's scanning through your patient data and picking that out. So when I physically pick up the phone call, I know exactly who it is that I'm talking to. Looks like I'm talking to Colton Weeks here. And I have a lot of great information that I'm pulling from the system of record. So I have contact information. I know birthday, phone numbers, emails. Depending on your integration, we could even show things like upcoming appointments, whether or not they've been confirmed, different things like that. What's great about this is Colton could be calling in about a very simple question. Hey, do you guys handle this type of procedure at your office? I can answer that question, but there's a lot of low-hanging fruit that can help us in making sure we're bringing in revenue into the practice, right? So like I said, if you have the integration where it can show upcoming appointments, whether or not they've been confirmed, hey, Colton, looks like you're scheduled for Thursday. I don't see it's confirmed on the calendar. You planning on coming? Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Yes, I will be there. Great. I mark it as confirmed. It goes back in the system of record, right? This also shows things like overdue balances as well. So we can handle your payments. So Colton could be calling in, asking on a particular procedure. It's like, hey, funny you asked about that. We actually did that for you 6 months ago. You still owe us $125. You want to take care of that today? Yeah, sounds good. So I can come into here and I can collect payment directly within the software. Or probably my favorite way is I can text a reminder link. I don't even have to talk to this person face to face. I can just text that over to them as soon as I'm done with the call. It reminds them, oh yeah, I need to pay. It comes with a link that they can pay directly from their cell phone. Let's make it really simple there. Notes, this is anything you'd like to know about a patient next time they call in. Colton here is a PETA. That stands for pain in the, well, you could probably fill in that last letter there. But yeah, this gives you a heads up as to who you're talking to, anything that'd be useful the next time they call in. Weave does offer texting as well, so I can text back and forth. What's great about this is it comes directly from the office number. So the same one that people are calling into each and every day is where they're getting text messages from. I have offices that have been texting for years from a specific phone number that's similar to the one they have. It's not the direct line, but they've been texting for years. When they make the transition to Weave, the number one thing I always hear back is we are shocked at just how much more responsive people are. So that's one of the biggest assets with Weave is we make it so anytime you send out a text, it comes from that office number. If they have a question about what you sent over, they can call that number, get connected to your front desk just like that. Make it super simple. We do offer missed call text. If you miss a phone call, we will automatically send out a text message to them. You can have one for during business hours, one for after business hours. Essentially, what we're doing, the last thing we would want, if I run a med spa and they reach out to me and they're wanting to schedule something, we're busy. The last thing I want is for them to find someone else. And so I'm proactively reaching out. It's like, hey, sorry, I missed your call. How can I help you? You can schedule via this link here. Different ways to collect those leads there. Probably the best, or what Chris had really touched on when it comes to Weave and our AI offering is the call intelligence aspect. So I'll kind of bring that home here. So in our analytics piece, Weave provides you so many analytics that's meant to help run your business. I'll first quickly touch on the phone analytics here. And so this will show things like all the phone calls you've received, how many have been incoming versus outgoing, what our answer rate is. Okay, on certain days we're doing a lot better, other days we're not doing as great. What our total call volume is. I can see which people in the office are answering the most phone calls, who's kind of a lazy butt, and I need to get on their case, different things like that. But the call intelligence, this is where we take your phone statistics, your phone analytics to the next level. So we're pairing this with AI. So I'm sure you all know if you hire a consultant, one of the first things they're going to ask you is, hey, listen to phone calls, listen to those interactions. Problem is, all of you are so busy. It's like the last thing I have time to do is listen to other people's phone calls. Let AI take care of that for you. So what it is our AI system. We're listening to every single phone call and we're gathering some really awesome data. So for example, it's showing, hey, of the people who are calling, what is our schedule rate? How many of these are we actually converting into appointments? Oh, we have a 90%. That's great. Oh, this week we made a dip. Let's figure out what was going on. Customer sentiment here. I can see, hey, of the phone calls we received, how many have been positive? How many have been neutral? How many haven't been great? For ones that haven't been great, let me dive into these. What's going on here? Okay, so it looks like from the unhappening calls, 92 of them were still scheduled. All right, but these 8 were unscheduled. I can click into these and get some more info here. But if I just want to look in general, the uncapped phone calls, these are all of them here. I can see who it was. I can see which office user was the one who spoke with them. So if I'm seeing a trend here, similar to Chris's story, maybe that's an opportunity for me to coach somebody. And then I come into here, call insights. This gives me a summary of the call. I can do the whole transcript, see exactly what was said, listen back. And probably one of my last favorite things about the call analytics, call intelligence, is as it listens to phone calls, it will create a to-do list for you. So it actually will listen to different things you promise to execute on. Oh yeah, I will mention that case to the doctor when I see him. Oh yes, like I'll put you on our ASAP list. And there are follow-up tasks that are already created and already categorized for you. So here are my wait list ones. Here are ones for patient care. I can view the list, see exactly what we said we would do, escalate concern about prior treatment. Okay, let me make sure I talk to Dr. Sanders about that. So that's a little taste of what we can do. We've been a total game changer for offices that are looking to become more technologically speaking, more tech savvy, being able to pair AI into their system. And the last thing I'll say is we pride ourselves on being user friendly. One of the many rewards we receive from all these different companies is how user friendly we are. So if you want a system that's going to bring you up to speed tech wise, but also be really easy for your staff to pick up, Weave is a great option to look for. So anyway, was that under 10 minutes, Carly?
That was great, Colton. Thank you so
All right,
much. Um,
perfect.
I'll
I'm
give
also
every
really proud of your phone voice. That was fantastic, Colton.
Thank
I'm
you.
sold. I already pay monthly for Weave, but I'll buy it again.
I love it. I love it.
Does anybody, while we have Colton here, any questions for Colton? If you just want to put them in the chat or the Q&A section. I will look really quick and see if anything comes through.
Yeah, I'm seeing a few here. So, Nicole, does a CSV file duplicate if you re-upload the next month? No, it does not. So you can do it as often as you like, and we will recognize those duplicates and will not duplicate it in our system. So, great question there. Um,
Do you know, Colton, if AI Receptionist is currently integrated with OrthoTrack and Dentrix?
So Dentrix it is. Dentrix it is live. OrthoTrack is on the way, I believe. But what's nice with Dentrix is if you have that system with that AI receptionist, not only will it collect, the person's what they're looking to schedule and everything, but if they do schedule an appointment, it'll write back into your Dentrix and show it as an appointment directly within there. So great question. Does it integrate with all EHR systems? We have NextGen. So we do have an integration with NextGen. Different companies have different levels of integration. NextGen is one of our deeper ones. So if you are interested, I would definitely schedule a demo to talk through that. And what's great is when you do a demo, the sales rep or the product specialist is very well versed into our integration. So he or she will show you exactly what your instance would look like if you were to go live with Weave.
Integration question around ECW.
ECW. Yeah. So we do have a contact seek integration, which is great. With them, you have the ability to anytime you add a person into ECW, it actually automatically uploads within Weave. So you don't have to like worry about doing a CSV upload or anything. ECW is an awesome integration. We have a lot of customers who love how Weave works with that particular software.
Right.
And how much do you charge per month per phone? Yeah, so that a lot depends on the size of the office, how many phones you're running with, different promotions and stuff we have going. That being said, like this month of February, we have been playing around with some new pricing, which actually is advantageous to you guys. So if there's even a spark of curiosity, like, man, this looks kind of cool, maybe we should take a look at it. Sign up for a demo. What's great about us is one of our methodologies is we're going to shoot you straight. Like there's a lot of times we'll get on a demo within the first few minutes we realize, hey, this isn't a fit. We're going to shoot you straight. We're not going to take you through the entire thing if it's not a fit. That being said, if there's an even ounce of curiosity, schedule some time with our product specialists. They'll talk you through all of our promotions and the different things we have going on price wise.
Well, I haven't seen anything else come in. Again, my email is attached to the invite for the webinar. So if you have any questions that come up that you didn't get a chance to ask, feel free to email me and I will get you in contact with the right person. Yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Again, we know you're super busy. We really value your time. We will send an email out with a link to book a demo if you're interested, and also that will include this webinar video. So awesome. Okay, thanks everybody. Enjoy the
Thanks,
rest.
guys.
See ya.